Good morning, my Get Fit friends. I'm here with Derek. It's Friday, so we're coming to you live with a fit tip. And today we want to talk to you about tracking your nutrition. So what a lot of people don't know, and I didn't even know this until a little envelope came in the mail, is that Derek is a certified nutritionist,
Nutrition coach.
a nutrition coach. Okay, so I enrolled in a course to become a personal trainer and was able to pass my test and complete the course and do all that I needed to do back in August. And around the same time, Derek enrolled in his program, and slowly but surely he was just working on it and didn't even tell me. And then this letter, the certificate came in the mail, and I was like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah, surprise. And so I just wanted to have him on here because he really is the brains behind nutrition and tracking, and he listened to a lot of podcasts and has a lot of information. And so yeah, as you're hopping on, as you're seeing this, say hello, tell me where you're watching this from. It's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's in my stories. So how did you find me? Where are you watching? And let's just go ahead and dive right into this. We don't have an agenda or anything in particular, but yeah, we're just gonna dive in. You ready?
I guess.
Okay. So
I'm not used to live videos, or I'm not used to being on camera. So
in fact, let's go ahead.
Forgive me if I don't say what I need to say or want to say.
Yep, and there we are. So we are live. Everything is good to go. And if you guys have questions, I'll kind of keep an eye on this, and you can go ahead and comment them and we can answer them live. So let's talk about nutrition, because when I first met you, you were
talking to me, or are you talking?
I'm talking to you.
Okay, you first met me. Okay.
When I first met you, you were go to bed at like 2 a.m., wake up at 10, get some honey buns and Mountain Dew
energy drink,
and you know, and you would still hit the gym, right? And now obviously you're a dad, you're 20 years older, and now your nutrition has kind of changed.
And now I can't go to bed at 2 a.m. and eat honey buns and Mountain Dew all day.
Right. And so when it comes to nutrition, let's just talk like, where would someone start at? So, you know, someone's like, okay, I want to eat healthier. I want to maybe like lose some weight or just like lose some body fat. What would you recommend are like the first starting steps?
The first step I would recommend is just to do what you're doing for like a week, a couple, 4 or 5 days, and just write down or keep track of everything that you eat. Because a lot of times people think that they're eating healthy, or they think they're not, they're hitting like low calories, but a lot of times it's the little snacks and throughout the whole day that adds up. And it's actually a lot more than what people think that they're eating. So the first step I would do is start a journal, or start, you know, if you have a tracking app on the internet or on an app, to just go through with what you're doing currently and just see where you have a starting point and what you need to do from there.
I think that's so smart. And like I said, we didn't even plan this, but that's just going to segue me very nicely into my fitness pal, because you guys, you can't, how do you say it? Like if you're not measuring it, then it can't be tracked. You can't track what you're not measuring. And so it's super important that you, like he said, just start and start tracking what you're doing right now. Like, don't worry about making like humongous changes. Don't worry about doing macros or anything like that. Like, just spend the first couple of days tracking what you're doing. Now, of course, you know, if you're like, hey, I want to eat healthier, I want to do things better, then absolutely, you know, make some changes, but track what you're doing. So I want to go ahead and I'm going to share some content, and you can feel free to.
But it's important to track everything, because like I said earlier, one cookie in the morning, couple M&Ms later in the afternoon, you know, just those little small things add up to a lot of calories and a lot of extra that we don't realize how much we're actually eating.
Exactly. Okay. So the app that we use is called My Fitness Pal, and it's free. You can also upgrade and go premium, and you can be able to get some extra things if you do that, but the free version is just perfect. And so the first thing that you want to do when you download this app is just go ahead and create a profile. And so in here, what you're going to do when you when you set up your profile is you're going to be able to select, your age, your height, you're going to be able to put in your starting weight. And then down here at the bottom, you're going to be able to set some goals. And so you'll have your starting weight there, your current weight, your goal weight, and then how much you want to lose on a weekly basis and what's your activity level like. So you go ahead and put on all that information, and then you can customize it a little bit more as far as how many calories you should be consuming on a daily basis. Now, this automatically calculated it for me based on the information that I put in. And then I set up my carbs, proteins, and fats to be a 40, 30, 30. And so it will tell you how many grams you should be eating of each. Now, like we said, as you're first starting out, you just want to track what you're eating. That way you can see what it actually is, and then you can be able to adjust from there. But we were listening to a podcast, and I thought that this was interesting when it was talking about how many calories should you be consuming versus how many calories are you doing with exercise, and how accurate are the different watches, the phones, the different apps that tell you, based on the food that you're eating, based on the activity, all that kind of stuff. So I don't really know what question to ask you, but what would you say in regards to how many calories people should be eating? And is it okay that if they eat less calories during the week and then they can kind of binge on the weekend as long as it all evens out? Or is there power and consistency and always making sure that you stay close to this? I know a lot of people, I'm talking to you. So I'm prefacing all of this with no question to follow. I just want you to talk. But I know a lot of people are like, well, if I just eat less, then I'll lose the weight faster. So what are your thoughts on all that?
Consistency is key, but in the grand scheme of things, if you eat less in the week and more on the weekend, is that gonna, as long as your like goal calorie is hit for the week, like eating more on the weekend isn't gonna be as bad. But the problem that I find is that if you binge on the weekends, it's harder to get back into it and during the week. So like if you're like over on calories one day, or you eat a lot more one day, it's like, oh, you can't just say, hey, throw this out, I'm done, I've screwed up. But one day in the big picture isn't really gonna hurt that. But if you go out to eat once a week, or you have like a cheat meal once a week, is that really gonna hurt you? No. As long as you can be consistent with everything else throughout the week.
Yeah.
The problem is like, and when I find it with me is when I decide to have snacks, I can't just stop. I just eat and eat and eat. So it's
Learning
easier.
moderation.
It's easier for me to not have them or not eat them, because there's no stopping. Like I have a sugar addiction, and when I eat, and so
hello, my name is Derek, and I have a sugar
I am a
addiction.
sugar addict. Bad.
Me too. So it's just easier for us not to have it. But one thing that I have really appreciated about like the way that we do things is we don't say that you can't have something. Like if it fits in the calories, and sometimes I feel like too, if it's premeditated, if it's like, hey, we know we're gonna go out to eat, or hey, we know we're gonna have this, then we can kind of like adjust other things, which has been really helpful.
Yeah.
And not like saying I can't have that. Either we're choosing not to have it, or we do get it, but it's already input in before we eat it. So then that we know that it fits. And so instead,
we always pre-plan. Like we always plan the day, like the next day ahead of time, so we know what we're going to do, what we're going to eat. And then that way it's not like, well, let me have waffles and everything for breakfast and then go out and eat McDonald's for lunch and then, Pizza Hut for dinner. We always plan that so we can make the rest of our meals better when we are going to have those cheat meals. And it's not really, you can't say nothing. There's bad things for you, but there are bad amounts of things for you. And so is that one piece of pizza going to be bad? Probably not, but it's the 4, 5, 6 pieces. That's probably what's going to get you more than just the one.
Right. And then the leftovers the next day and the next day. And,
yeah.
And so that just takes it back to make sure that you're tracking everything that you're eating. Like get yourself like a food scale. Okay. We've got a couple of these. Get yourself a food scale. Like actually weigh it out, actually pour your dressing into a tablespoon and put it onto your salad, or, put your plate on and measure the grams.
And they're only like $7 at Walmart or Amazon. So they're not too expensive, and they're really helpful in actually seeing, because a lot of times the portions or the measurements you think are a lot more than what actually.
I know, you're like, I got this healthy salad. And then you like put on all the toppings, you put on all the dressing, and guess what? Like your Big Mac would have been less than your actual salad. And then I'm like, oh, I ate a salad, so I can have a cookie and I can have this. But if you are not tracking, you don't really know. And so we went down to Utah and we got this DEXA body scan. And I just kind of wanted to pull this out there, where you just lay on this table for about 7 minutes and it just completely scans your body, and it tells you how much body fat you have, fat tissue, lean tissue, your total mass. And then it actually calculates how many calories you should be consuming. And so like for me and my body type, and it says that I should be eating 1,000, or that my body, if I didn't do anything, would burn 1,518 calories each day.
So that's your RMR, your resting metabolic rate. So that's if you just laid in bed all day long. Tamika, would take 1,500 calories just to function throughout the day.
And we know that a pound weighs 3,500 calories.
It's 3,500.
A pound is 3,500 calories. So if you want to lose 2 pounds a week, you're looking at having a 7,000 calorie deficit. And in the podcast that we were listening to, he said that a lot of times people overestimate the calories that they're burning in their exercises, and they underestimate what they're actually eating. And so one thing that I've really tried to do is underestimate on my exercise and overestimate on my eating in the cases that I'm able to. So I want to screen share again with you and just kind of show you how to put this stuff in MyFitnessPal. And one thing that I have found has helped me the most is if I put it in the night before, or if I kind of plan out what I'm eating during the day. The other thing that helps me when I'm tracking is not snacking as much, or having my snacks already planned. Because if I know what I'm eating, then I'm not grabbing a handful of popcorn, I'm not grabbing a candy bar, I'm not grabbing some potato chips if they're sitting on the table, because I already know what I have planned out. And so what you're going to do is you're just here on MyFitnessPal. If you click here and you go into your diary, you can see that it breaks it down by calories as far as breakfast, lunch, dinner goes. It breaks it down by nutrients, how many protein, carbs, fiber, sugar, fat, all that stuff based on the food that you eat. And then it can also break it down into macros for you. And so carbs, those are like your fastest burning energy sources, your breads, your
starches, your
starches,
vegetables,
those kinds of things. And then fats, we know what those are. You want to make sure that you are doing healthy fats as much as possible. And then your proteins are your meats and your nuts. And those ones are the slowest energy sources that your body can burn longer, right?
your body.
Is that the right way to describe it?
No, your body, let's see, it uses the most energy to metabolize your proteins.
All right, so we're just going to come in here and we're going to go ahead and click add food. And what's cool about this is you can add, if you have meals, you can create a meal or copy a previous meal. If there's something that you eat on a regular basis, you can input your own recipes. You can discover recipes. You can import a recipe. So,
if you find one on the internet, you can put in the URL and it'll usually put in all the ingredients and already already the measurements and everything in there. So
you can also scan barcodes. So, just grab whatever food item you have and you can scan the barcode in there and it'll automatically pull it up for you. And then if it is something that isn't here, then you can also manually input it. Okay, so I haven't had breakfast yet, but one thing I love that Derek makes me is a peanut butter banana protein shake. So you're going to make me one of those. What's inside of it?
Today we just have regular milk because we ran out of almond milk.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do milk.
We've been out of town,
and it's 1%.
So however many ounces you like water, right? So just do like 4.
Okay, so we're going to do 4 fluid ounces.
So it's a half of 1 serving.
So I can click in here and I could change the units. So if I wanted to, I could change it to 1 fluid ounce, and then I could change this to 4 like that, or I could keep it as 8 fluid ounces and then change this to a half. So however you want to do it, it's going to end up the same. And you can see here that 1% Mountain Dairy milk has 6 grams of carbs, 1.2 grams of fat, and 4 grams of protein. So I go ahead and click enter on that. And then what else are we putting in here?
Banana. Half a banana.
All right, so there's a half a banana. Go ahead and add that.
And then the peanut butter chocolate protein. Yeah.
ISO 100.
No.
Dynamize.
No.
Do you want to go grab it and I'll scan it in?
Yeah.
All right, so he's going to go grab that. All right, while he's grabbing that, I'm going to just pull up like snacks. And so here will be like the recent things that I've had. So let's see, I want to do 2 boiled eggs for a snack today. So I can go ahead and check that. I'm going to do a string cheese. So I can go ahead and do that. So anything that I've recently had. And then let's go in for dinner. And let's just go to my meals, for example. Or let's see, my recipes. So let's say we were going to have chicken, zucchini, enchiladas. Okay, we've already put all of this stuff in. And so 1 serving is 168 calories. And so I could just go ahead and do that. And I could show the nutrition facts and all the information is there. So let's go back up to breakfast, add food. Okay, I'm going to scan a barcode. And so what we're having is this all max, all gold whey protein, which is chocolate peanut butter flavor. And then we just come over here to the barcode and boom, it'll pull it up. And we're just going to do 1 scoop. So just like that, I've got breakfast, I've got snacks. Okay, for lunch, I'm going to go ahead and do a cucumber tuna salad. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And you can see as I'm putting in my stuff, and I did exercise today, so I'm going to go ahead and add some exercise. I just come down here to the bottom. Same thing, I'm going to overestimate on the food that I'm eating and underestimate on my other. Okay, so I went running and I just do casual running. And so we're just going to say, we'll say a 12-minute mile, nice and slow. And I did run for 30 minutes, but I like to do less. So I'm just going to say 20, maybe burned about 200 calories. And I don't have a watch that's tracking it for me. I didn't track it on my phone, but like I said, I'm underestimating what I actually am doing.
So for me, when I do MyFitnessPal, I don't ever put in my exercise. I just do my what I think I'm going to do for calories, and then I don't worry about. So like I'll underestimate on the calories, like to lose weight, but I won't put in my exercise and then eat more because I exercise. So
Oh yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
That's one thing that I do. So if my goal is like 2,200 calories for the day, which is when I want to lose some weight, that's what I put in. I don't add my exercise. So I can eat like 2,500 calories for the day. I just hit 2,200 calories with my exercise. So if that makes sense.
I choose to put it in because, as you remember, my scan says that I should be eating about 1,500 calories a day. And so I've got that 1345 that's there. And then I always put in around 200 calories of exercise because I'm usually doing between 30 and 60 minutes of either CrossFit or something else. And so I'm always accounting for at least 200. And then of course I've got my everyday activities, am I mowing the lawn? Am I playing with the kids? Are we doing soccer? Or am I house cleaning? And so I'm going to be burning extra calories there, and I don't need to input those ones in. But I know that as long as every single day I'm hitting around that 1,500 calorie mark, I am going to have a calorie deficit because of the extra stuff that I am doing, that I should be losing weight on a weekly basis. Okay, and so here we are. I'm going to go back in here. We're going to click on the food. And so now you can see for carbs, I'm at 18%, fats, I'm at 38, and protein, I'm at 44. And if I look here at my nutrients, if I eat all of these things today, I have 71 out of 115 grams of protein, 28 out of 155 for carbs, and then find that let's see, protein, carbs, fats, 27 out of 52 for the fats. And so this just helps me know, okay, so for dinner, I'm going to need more proteins. I can go ahead and put on some more fruits and veggies. I've got plenty of carbs to spare, but I need to lay off any dressings, any oils, any extra cheeses, anything else that is going to be high fat content. And it's kind of like a game trying to match these numbers, by the end
Just
of
a
the
puzzle,
night, just like a puzzle of fitting it, and Derek's the kind of guy who he can have chicken and veggies every single day. And I'm the kind of person that's like, I don't want to eat the same thing every day. And so sometimes it's a little bit harder for me, but if you've got some different tools in your tool belt, like for me, tuna is super simple. It's easy to make. I don't actually have to cook it, just get it out of the can and put it with some cucumbers, put it with some eggs, put it with something. And, that's an easy way for me to get my protein rather than just always having to eat steak and chicken and, just meats all of the time. And so, yeah. Do you have any other tips or advice as far as tracking food and exercise in MyFitnessPal?
Do you want to show them like how to do, like set up their goals in there?
Yeah, we can definitely do that. I'm just
Um,
popping on Facebook to see if there's anything else, any questions. Okay.
Yeah, so go to their, and this is for an iPhone. So the Android, I was helping my dad set it up the other day, and it's a little bit different. So if you have questions or anything about that, then just let Tamika know and we can help you get through that.
Okay. And like Derek said at the very beginning of this is you want to just make sure that you just start tracking everything. I'm going to be doing another live video in, I think, 2 weeks, and you're going to get another fit tip email on Friday that talks about the macronutrients. So this is going to give you guys 2 weeks to just start doing this and making it a habit. And then you'll be able to improve upon it. Okay. So here we are. Where do we go from here?
I think you go down to more. So down at the bottom on more.
Okay.
And then you can, where here you have goals, nutrition, my recipes and food. So this is a way that you can, like, if you want to add your meals, recipes or foods, you can click there. And then that's a way you can find to add those. So then we want to go to goals. So here's what you can put in. You can input, like we have a scale that links to an app, and it actually will put this in for us. But if you want to step on the scale, you can put your starting weight, and put your what you currently weigh. So like if you're starting right now, put in your current weight or your starting weight. And then as you continue to weigh yourself, you can put that in there if you want to. You can have a goal week or your goal weight, what you want to hit. And then you have right there is a weekly goal. So then you can click on that. And then you can put it in there, what you would like. It looks like they don't have anything more than 2 pounds per week, because that's actually a lot of calories to try and cut out in a week. So 2 pounds is an actual probably pretty good goal for those that will have a lot of weight to lose. So then you can go down to calories, or no, you're right there, carbs. So here's where you can switch. So at the calories at the top, it'll automatically input for you how many calories you should eat during the day. And that's with your current weight, your goal of losing pounds per week. And if you're active, inactive, there was another spot there that we missed that. But if you put like your activity level in there, that'll give you what you should be at for the day. And so, or for each day. And so here's where you can change if you would like to change the carbohydrates, protein, or fat. I can't remember what it puts you in to start. It was like 60 or 50, 30, 20 or something like that is what it was. So if you would like to change some stuff around, you're able to change that around. The acceptable range for the carbs for acceptable range, the carbs like 45 to 65%. Fat 20 to 35, and then protein is 10 to 35% in there. So if you would like to adjust those differently than what MyFitnessPal has in there, that's how you can do that. So
good.
Yeah.
All right.
And then just make sure you save it so that it back to where you were at. You just save it and then it'll add it. If you don't save it, it'll just go back to the preset in there.
And then a couple other things, you guys can add me. I'm at Tamika06. And there is a news feed where you can cheer each other on. They also have like free plans available. And then of course, if you upgrade, then you have other ones, but a 28 high protein, supporting your immune system, low impact strength. Like they do have workouts on here. They do have recipes, and different like programs that you can enroll in. And so, be sure to check out the different plans that are available on here. Now, we're not sponsored or anything by MyFitnessPal yet, but this is the app that we use that we feel has really helped keep us consistent. So thanks you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments and we will get back to you as soon as we can. And yeah, just start tracking. Thanks for being here.